We've also presented to people from companies and organizations like Shell Oil Company, NASA, and even St. Joseph's Medical Center. What the great thing about this is, us kids, we choose to do this on our own. We don't have an incentive there like telling us, oh, extra credit, oh, do this, we'll, help you out. It's our own will, and it helps us learn better marketing ability and social intelligence. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the chemistry. Actually, as a science teacher, what I observe is that as the students engage more in science and engineering, their social skills may not improve. But by this way, not only they are learning science, and not only they are applying science, but also their social skills, social intelligence, even marketing, language skills, they all increase. So Blake, she is now one of the seniors, and last year she was presenting physics demonstration in the 11th grade.
Hi, my name is Blake Hubbard. I'm a senior here, as he said, and I've been here since the 6th grade, so therefore I've kind of been engaged in science for a while now. I'm actually going to show you two types of categories. The first one here is actually one of the physics demos that I learned last year. This is just a rubber plate. There's no suction, no sticking at all. But when I put it in the center and I lift, I'm able to lift the chair. Once again, there is no suction, no sticking at all. And I can actually do this. Pretty much these demonstrations like these, they represent misconceptions. We learned that when we learn things in textbooks first, we're not able to apply it to real life things. So when we're doing hands-on experiments, we're able to prevent from learning the misconceptions. We're able to teach to others, like they said before, we're able to teach them and learn them in different ways. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the other category.
So actually, it is very difficult for science teachers to solve the misconception problem because the students are believing the wrong principles, and no matter how much you study with them, it takes very long time to recover. But by this way, the students are solving that misconception problems by themselves.
And now the other category we have are actually home experiments. Mrs. Sakar would assign us an experiment. We go home, and if it works, we show our family, our friends, come back, show our classmates, and they eventually learn it too. So like I said, these are home experiments. This is just a regular jar that you can buy from any home department store. And this is water, 500 milliliters. So what I'm going to do first is fill it up all the way. And this card says, do not remove. So the original project is actually, when you leave it here, the pressure inside of the jar is actually greater than the atmospheric pressure. So usually when I remove my hand, the card stays in the jar. It kind of acts like a suction. But when I kept doing the project, I realized there was another property, which is surface tension. It's actually undergoing adhesion and cohesion. The water molecules on the surface are able, as you can see, it's not spilling at all. The water molecules are able to stick together, kind of like glue, and therefore it's not spilling. And the only way to break that surface tension is just by shifting the force a little bit. Here is another demonstration that demonstrates surface tension. So here you have like a candle-looking glass, and this is just pure water in here. But when I exert a small force, it sounds like a solid. And I guess you can kind of relate it to when you see people jumping from high points into water. It kind of sounds like a solid. That's what you hear, that surface tension. It kind of acts like a solid when it's undergoing surface tension.
What was the name of the bug?
The water strider. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a bug that's able to run on water, and that's because the pressure of it is not able to break the surface tension.
So the students has no fixed curriculum. They may easily work between the different disciplines. So when they are studying physics, they can easily jump to the life science, or they can easily transfer their knowledge to the math. So by this way, they can easily combine all those knowledges together. Okay, so Blake is also in Science Museum?
Yes, I'm now volunteering at the Houston Museum of Natural Science. I'm teaching to younger kids different demonstrations such as these, and it kind of prevents them, like I said before, to learn the misconceptions because they're able to learn it and they're able to apply it because they see me applying it to something. So like you said before, I'm planning to be a psychiatrist. I'm hoping to apply this to my further experiments, knowledge, trying to figure out how the human brain works and how we can learn from that. So also, like they said before, we have a really wonderful support system here. We have our teachers, friends, classmates, everyone, our family, and I just like to thank them all. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, this is also a different case for me because Blake has already taken physics course. She is going to graduate this year. She has many AP courses. But as a volunteer, she is coming to my lab and taking many demonstrations and presenting it at the Science Museum. And she continues to learn the physics principle, and she really enjoys it. And I don't know what's the motivation behind it exactly, because I will not be able to give a name for those things. But maybe when he becomes a psychologist, she will be able to explain me the idea in detail. Right. What is also important for the Gideon is that he has a job, he is working, he has limited time, but I always saw him in the morning at 7 o'clock in front of the lab waiting for me to open the lab.
Alright, hello everyone, my name is Gideon Ami, and Mr. Sakar said I am a pre-AP physics student with him. I don't know why, but I just couldn't help assigning myself with a project to work on, which was an engineering and design project. Actually, it is a roller coaster. And it covers 3 principles of physics, and by the way, I have to give credit to my partner. We worked on this, he worked on this with me after school. This right here on the screen is my roller coaster, and let me just say that I haven't started learning conservation of mechanical energy or circular motion, which are 2 main points in this roller coaster. And when I reached my goal, when I finished the roller coaster, I figured out that pre-AP physics wasn't sufficient enough to explain the principles of the roller coaster. And through this project, I found out that I needed to learn rotational dynamics, which is a property of physics that applies to AP Physics C, which is very specialized in college and university level physics. And when while I'm creating this and building this together with my partner, I'm acquiring skills of engineering that is also an application of physics. And with this project, I'm able to understand even the most complicated and tricky parts of physics that I was never able to understand before in pre-AP.
Okay, so I just want to interrupt you here. Gideon and his partner, they are not aware that when they achieve their goal, they will be able to solve the most complicated AP physics questions. So the roller coaster that they trying to design, by this way they are learning AP Physics B and AP Physics C topics, and they will be able to solve the physics questions before they choose AP Physics. So by this way, they will have more self-confidence. Now that I can solve it on my own, now that I can solve those questions even in the prep class, why not to take the AP course? So by this way, he and his partner is going to be one of the AP students for next year. Yes, yeah.
Thank you. During this process, I also had the chance to use really special equipment, as if he goes back a few slides, from Pasco, which is a company that makes their products primarily for the college and university level. One of their users is also MIT. And I don't know how it's really financed, but I really have like a great enjoyment by getting to use these kinds of equipment, which are the best a charter school has to offer. And one of the things I really, really enjoy about projects like this is that there's no formal exam. I really love that. And students are graded primarily on what they learned and how they can apply it and their applicability into the real world. Now, don't mistake this for not having tests at all, but rather providing an opportunity for students to use what they learned in school to share their newfound knowledge with other students. This approach focuses on practical applications such like my roller coaster, and this in and of itself is an authentic assessment of applicability in the real world. And with this demo alone, I've learned so much, and I've had the chance of enjoying a curriculum that has no limits to the amount of knowledge that can be attained. And as soon as I finish the project that I'm working on, whatever it may be, I will go on to design an experiment based on what I learned from it, and so that I can go and teach it and share my knowledge with my fellow classmates. Essentially, in this situation, student teaches student, such like Danielle and all the other people that are on this stage. What is accomplished in these products is also a great assessment. And before I close, I just want to talk about how STEM has been accessible to me personally. As Mr. Sakar said, I usually come in before and after school, sometimes 7 o'clock or a little bit earlier. And I'm able to go up until after school, 5 or 6 o'clock, really, really late. And just because I'm so enthusiastic and so happy to learn about new stuff that I just couldn't learn while I'm in the classroom environment. Thank you for listening and have a great rest of the day.
Okay, thank you. So, this is really important that the teacher doesn't decide how much the student will learn and when the student will learn. There is no fixed curriculum. That is student choice, student voice, there is democratic environment. They can present more and more, they can learn more and more. And because they are presenting those things in front of the public, they are naturally motivated. And they are presenting to the different level of the people. So by this way, they are learning the entire topic related to their demonstration. And they come a level, and you can see that they know sometimes more than the teacher, and they can give instruction better than the teacher. So by this way, and I hope for the future we will have very nice teachers who is be able to work in our schools from those students. So let's finish our presentation with Mesut Atik. Where is it? Mesut is lost again. Where is Mesut? Okay. Right. So that is what Mesut is doing actually in the class. Right. Right. Thank you, Mesut. Okay. So.
Hi, welcome. My name is Mesut Atik, and I am currently a senior at Harmony Science Academy, Houston High. And I plan to study political science in college. Therefore, I don't think that I really need the AP Physics course that I'm taking this year. But since I'm already taking many other AP classes like government and history, classes that pertain more directly to my intended major, I feel that I would be more at ease without the AP Physics course. But the thing is, I am here because of my undying, binding interest in physics and science overall. The thing is that I partake in these physics demonstrations not because I'm going to get a grade for it or like there's something that the teacher will give me. It's just voluntary, and I come here and do these things voluntarily just like each and every one of my friends here today. And the thing is that I've never really had any problems passing or understanding the material in any of my science classes. However, unfortunately, this is not the case for some high school students. And I feel that the lack of interest and aptitude in science and math is a major problem that students my age face. So as a future political scientist, I hope, and I know that if I become one, I will be able to affect the policies and systems of the future. I know the solution to this dilemma. And the solution to this dilemma is the Harmony School system. I have seen how to make STEM accessible to all students and in return have these students engage with STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. I have gone through this system of Harmony and have been raised in this nurturing environment since 6th grade when I first started attending Harmony. Here our teachers encourage us to explore the various fields of science and math, and I would say they have been pretty successful. But of course, this does not mean that every Harmony graduate will go on and become a scientist in a field of science or math. No. There will be many of us, future social scientists, journalists, politicians, who will have had much exposure and experience in STEM. So, to close off my speech, I would like to thank you all for coming, and I would like to invite my friends and my teacher, Mr. Sakar, who evoked the dormant scientist and physicist in me. Thank you.